Well, hey, it is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. This is Jim Craddock, and this is my video blog. These are scheduled to be published in the future, and I'll just tell you the whole scheduling thing is kind of a nightmare. Because I'm dying, and I mean, admittedly, no one else knows that besides me. At least no one else wants to admit to it as far as a medical person or anything, but I know it. And if you listen to my videos, I think it should be pretty apparent. But anyway, the whole thing is I don't know what's going to happen. And I can tell you I've dealt with, as of next week, 2 solid years of ever changing, just horrible things going on. From kidney pain to just like wall pain of my abdomen to like internal pain to like skin pain to now my joints are completely shot in my shoulders and my muscles are tight. So, I think the last time I was talking, I kind of talked about that, but let me go into the nightmare of the part that I was going to say. So, I have to schedule these out in the future. And so basically I'm outliving what I kind of expect. And so then I have to go bump them out again. And I have to go bump them out again. And it's just kind of a nightmare. Anyway, so but I'm dealing it. I've got a whole bunch of emails that I have bumped so many times. The first email that I composed was uh, you know, January, oh, I guess maybe was it January 7th last year or January 17th? I don't remember. Anyway, the first email that I composed was like the next day. So not of last year, of the year before. So it's been 2 years. And I'll throw them out in the future because I don't know how long. But now that I think about it, I do remember the article talking about 2 solid years of, up of changes that the person would go through after they had that final transition. So I think, my time is pretty much up, and that kind of follows with kind of how my body is acting. It's the whole thing is that the candidiasis, it utilizes every bit of ATP it can get. And so it starts, at your skin level, and then it hits a barrier. And so it takes a long time to get past that barrier by causing your body to have to change the electrolyte balance. And then it gets past that barrier. And then the same type thing happens. And so now it has to wait again and wait again. But each time it gets a little further. And so in this last time in July, it at first attacked starting in this shoulder right here. And at the time, it was like that shoulder got sore and this whole arm started burning. And then it was sensitive to banging, and I couldn't even use it basically to play video games, which I can now, thankfully. But and and then slowly over the last, say, 6 months, it's spread across my chest to my other arm. And it's basically just attacking all the cells of my muscles and things like that. And as a result, the muscles that they get shrunk, okay, because it runs the sodium potassium pump in reverse, and the cells basically apoptify, and as they do this, they get smaller and smaller. And so what that does is it causes the tightness in my muscles that I've got. So I can't raise my arm past that point. Sorry. Anyway, so if I raise, and the right one is worse than the left one. The other thing I can't do, and this is where I get the really extreme pain, is like reaching. If I go to reach now, is extreme pain. And just me sticking my arm out there like that through my shoulder is enough. Like, I used to take 15-pound weights and lift them and do, arm races, and I couldn't do 1 pound like that right now. Anyway, but the shoulder joints, uh, they have gotten loose, but then the muscles get tight. And so it's like, I can't help but think once again to fall back to my whole thing about that this is some type of coevolution that, because the things that it's doing are compensating. As one thing gets loose, the other thing gets tight. And yeah, it creates a lot of pain, but you end up self-limiting. I don't do things that I would normally do. I can't, reaching into the dryer there, that is a nightmare experience for me. A sock at the back of the dryer, okay? The sock at the back of the dryer is not me bending over, reaching in there to get it. It is me on my knees with something to try to help me, because I cannot get my arm fully extended out there into the dryer. Anyway, it's just kind of a nightmare. I haven't recorded a video in quite some time, because I wanted to just get through Christmas and do everything I could. And then, honestly, once Christmas got here, I started letting loose, and I started having some alcohol, and I started eating all the carbs that I wanted, and just because I knew I was going to make it to the new year. And once the new year is here, I really don't have anything, uh, you know, I mean, yeah, sure, another day is great and everything like that, but I don't have any like real reason I mean, nobody else believes me. So why should I try to restrict myself in like what I eat, in order to last one more week or one more month or whatever it is? I just want to be normal as I can. And so, I've been eating normally and things like that. And it may sound kind of minor, I mean, but I'd rather do that than 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 spend the time worrying about every single thing that I eat, and am I hurting myself by doing this or whatever. I just, it's not going to make that big of a difference. Yeah, and the people in the article were extremely careful and did everything, and they still, died. And honestly, I've gotten to the new year, and so I just I don't have a lot of goals, and uh yeah, I would like to see things. My son's going to be in a play in a month, and I hope I get to go. And I've said that for more than 1 year now. And this time he's got the lead, and it's a big deal, and I really want to go. Maybe I'll go. I don't know, but I'm not gonna like freak out trying to control everything I eat in order to get there. So I haven't had any doctor's appointments. I have one Monday, which is incredibly horrible because it's supposed to be, well, first of all, it's a holiday, so I shouldn't have work, but it's at 8 a.m. downtown, which means I'm gonna have to leave here at like 7:30. And it's supposed to be like negative something that night, it's supposed to be freezing cold in the morning. But I'll go because, I don't have a lot of choices. And I don't expect anything to come of it. But that's me doing my duties to say, hey, let's document this. Let's have somebody follow me through this process. I kind of expect that I'm, in my last 90 days here. Of course, I expected that pretty much the whole time. So but I think, it's gone through my whole body, and it's working its way through my shoulders and the muscles that I have left that haven't been taken advantage of. So all it really has left is the internal organs, and that's when the digestion stops. So we'll see. I don't know. You know, I I do the best I can. And my dog got hurt. Sunday it got out, I guess. And Monday I went to just rest my hand to just reach over the couch like this, which isn't that great of a deal for me to reach. But so I reached over the couch to just kind of pet the dog, and the dog was worried. This is Oscar, and so he, kind of got a little upset, didn't bite me or anything. We just, he shied away from me. And so I jerked my arm back. All I did was jerk my arm back, just like this. And it was the most literally of my whole life. And I have had a lot of pain with this illness over the years at different points. But it was the most pain I've ever had. And I screamed, and then I screamed differently, it was two different screams. So I screamed like for a couple seconds. And then as the pain hadn't gone away, it felt worse. And so I started screaming differently. And, maybe after 5 or 10 seconds, the pain lessened. So then I went and laid down. I had to do controlled breathing just to get, and thankfully no one was home. Because if someone had been home, they would have seen the whole thing and heard it. Uh, there's just absolutely no way with that level of pain. And so that's from my muscles, being loose and tearing. And at the same time, this tightness, it's basically they're just getting broken down by the candidiasis. And when they rip, it hurts. That's all I can tell you. It hurts. And so that arm hasn't been 100% the same. But I found a lot of relief this last month playing Fortnite. I've been playing Fortnite. It's enjoyable, and it's not a click fest like Diablo. And it's something I can do, sedentary. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I got the family a big 86-inch TV for upstairs. Had a great Christmas, a good New Year's. You know, I love my family, and they're really supporting me. I had a talk with my son, and I told him, he's going to be a college freshman next year, and he's applied to a bunch of places. I'm so proud of him. He's got into all his easy to get into schools like Oklahoma, OSU, Arkansas, and he's got and he got into Colorado School of Mines, which is a great school. And he's got his reach schools left that he should hear from within the next couple of weeks. But I just told him, I said, I don't want you to make finances any part of your decision. I said, I'm pretty sure you're going to have the life insurance to go wherever you want. But if you don't, I'll be right there paying off those loans with you. So you go where you want. And, I told him it was going to be a little heavy conversation, and I just said it like that. And he totally agreed with me. He's like, I had been thinking about it, and that's exactly what I decided is that, I don't want to look back and think, well, I could have or I should have. And so he's going to go where he can. And I think that's great. I'm so happy. It gets him out of Oklahoma. Worst case, he's going to Colorado School of Mines, which is just awesome. And it gets him out of Oklahoma. Maybe he goes to Washington. I think that's his first choice. He wants to go to Seattle, but if he doesn't get in there, or he's got Carnegie Mellon. That's one of the places he really wants to go. They're a huge robotics school, and that would be great. But wherever he goes, it sounds like it's going to be out of state, and he'll be financially secure, and that's great. I am so happy. I wake up every morning, and I get up and I make the bed as soon as I get out of bed, and I get up about 7, and I just figure my world is falling apart, but I'm going to make it as normal as I can for as long as I can. And so that's what I've been focusing on. And that's why I haven't made any videos lately. Work is going well. We got a new guy hired. And I'm hoping I can get as much done as they need me to do. They've got a lot of work to do. And they need me. So I'm doing the best I can. I haven't shaved in 3 days. I kind of thought maybe I'd take a little break from shaving. One of the things that I've always, I don't know. So when I started getting ill, I kind of made a deal with myself. I'm like, and I've made this deal with myself in previous times when I've fallen ill. I said, I'm going to find some things and I'm going to do them no matter what, until I just can't. And one of them was so at the end of my shower, I take the squeegee and I squeegee the shower. Well, I stopped doing that sometime after July when my arm started hurting. And the other one was I was going to shave every time I shower. And I shower every evening just about. And I'm kind of to the point where, hey, it's not that important anymore. I don't need to hold myself to toe the line. It's okay to not fight So anyway, that's it for today.